listeners, and welcome to our radio program, Accounting for Grade 8 Learners. My name is Natalia, and I'm your teacher for today. Our topic for today is the use and the purpose of the cashbook in accounting. Please have a pen and a notebook and be ready to take notes during the lesson. Pay more attention on the cashbook and do not miss our quiz at the end of the lesson. By the end of the lesson, you must be able to explain the different columns of the two-column cashbook, which is cash and bank. Businesses all over the world need to record their financial transaction in order to know for what they have spent money for and from whom they have received money.
So my mom has a company, and yesterday she sent me to her office to get a cash book for her. There were so many books that I really had to look for it, and I saw one written cash book with a lot of details and dollar signs written in this book.
You know what, Magano? I think these dollars amounts you saw in this cash book are actually the amounts spending and incomes made by your mother's business, and she wrote them in this book that we call a cash book, so that she can be able to know how much she spent and receive in her business.
Interesting. You two, you know a lot. And yes, you are both correct. But let's start our lesson now, learners. Sit down, pay attention to our lesson about the cash book, which is basically the two money column cash book. If you recall back the definition on source document.
Ma'am, I know. So a source document is a document from which transactions are recorded in the books of first or prime entry, right?
Yes. As you can now see that there is a connection between source document and the cash book. Today, we will find out more details about this accounting book of first entry, which is called the cash book. Magano, can you remember how your mother's cash books look like?
Yes, miss. It was written cash book on its cover, and inside it had different date columns.
I'm a bit confused. I'm not sure. But miss, I think there should be a column for the date where the money is recorded and for the purpose.
Very good, Magano and Pandu. You are both correct. A cash book is a book of first entry used to record all cash and bank transactions. The information of each transaction obtained from the source documents of the business is recorded on the daily basis in a record called Cashbook, which is a book of first entry. I'm going now to explain the columns that are found in the Cashbook, which are: on the debit side of the Cashbook, we find a document number column, date column, details column, folio column, cash and bank column as well. While on the credit side, we also find the following columns which also appears on the debit side, which are the document number column, date, details, folio, cash and bank column. I'm now going to explain what we record in the different columns found in the cash book. In the document number column, we record in the source document when the transaction was recorded. In the date column, we record in the date when the transaction took place. In the details column, we record in the reason for receiving or paying money or a contra entry accounts. In the folio column, we record in the folio numbers where the information of the contra entry is posted, which is going to be the ledger. In the cash column, we indicate the cash received or cash paid, while in the bank column, we indicate the money received into the bank or any payments made out from the bank. Please take note, only one single row is used to record a single cash amount transaction.
Oh, now I understand. So in this book, my mother writes the amount she received from a customer and the date she did. She also records the amount she pays to a supplier on a particular date.
So that means actually that on one particular day, several cash transactions are recorded in the cashbook, right?
Yes, Pandu. Through this system, all cash entries per day, my mother can even see how much cash she received per week or month, and also the amount of cash she spent in paying out to suppliers or other people that received a cash payment from her business.
Magano and Pandu, I see you understand very well what the cashbook is and what it is used for. A cashbook, which is now the 2 money column cashbook, is used to record receipts and payments of a cash transaction. You can apply the following rules to help you understand the 2 money column cashbook. Receipts, which is now on the debit side of the cashbook, is used for recording all the amount of money received by the business and the money deposited directly into the business current account. The payment side, which is now the credit side, is used to record all cash payments and all bank transfers from the business current account. The entries related to the receipts and payments of cash are first recorded in the cash book, then posted to the relevant ledgers, for example, the general ledger. Moreover, a cash book is a substitute for cash and bank account in the ledger. The business that maintains a cash book does not need to open a cash account and a bank account in the general ledger.
Oh, thank you, miss. I think now I understand what the cashbook is. But where I'm not sure of, what can I regard as cash? Can I enter any financial transaction in the cashbook?
No, Pandu. You can only enter into the cashbook transactions that are all in cash. I was once told that cash is a current asset, which consists of items used in a day-to-day financial transactions as medium of exchange. In accounting, cash includes currency notes made of paper and coins. But I am not sure if there are any type of transactions that cannot be entered into the cash book.
Magano, you are right. Only cash transactions can be recorded in the cash book. The business have also other transactions that cannot be recorded in the cash book. This is called credit transactions. Now, credit transaction is when the business or the customer buys on credit and pays at a later stage. But now credit transaction is not part of the grade 8 syllabus.
Okay. I think the cash book which shows the cash balance in a business is very important because it shows the movement of cash within the business environment.
Yes, Pandu, you are right. And I also believe that now our listeners at home on their radios also understand. It is very good as you two did your contribution to that extent. Magano and Pandu, let us summarize what we have learned today. Our aim was to make our learners be able to explain what the cashbook is and what its purpose. Do you think we have achieved our objectives?
Yes, I definitely think so, miss. Because I've understood a cash book is a book of first entry, used to record all cash and bank transactions, but it also serves as a ledger account for cash and bank.
I also understand that the cash book is a book of first entry for cash transactions, as well as bank transactions on a daily basis. Credit transactions are not recorded in the cash book, as they are not regarded as a cash transactions.
Thank you, Magano and Pandu, for your assistance in this radio lesson. I'm sure your contribution was of a great value for our learners and your summary was very correct. I'm sure our listeners on the radio are now able to explain what the cashbook is and how it can be used. I also believe all of them will be able to do the activity until next week. Thank you very much to our listeners and to my two learners, Magano and Pandu. I've really enjoyed this lesson and I wish you a good week ahead. And please do not forget to do your activities.
This program was brought to you by
Before we say
NAMCOL with
goodbye,
funding from the
I've got a
Ministry of
surprise for
Education,
you.
Arts and Culture
that's a
and
quiz.
the Commonwealth of Learning.
Our quiz questions for today is as follows. For each of the following transactions below, indicate whether the business is receiving money or the business is paying out money. Question 1. Sold goods for cash 450 Namibian dollars. Question 2. Owner took 570 Namibian dollars cash for own use. Until next time, goodbye.